So here we're gonna see about methods of training, off-the-job training presented by K. Pavitra and F. Silverasi. So what is off-the-job training? Off-the-job training methods are conducted in a separate form of job environment. The study material is supplied and there is a full concentration on learning rather than the performing. Off-the-job training includes more general skills and knowledge useful for work as well as a job-specific training. Lectures. Trainers communicate with the spoken words which they want the trainees to learn. It is primarily one-way communication of learned capabilities from trainer to audience. It is a verbal presentation of for a large audience. The lecturer have to be motivating and creating an interesting amount the trainees. So here the merits and demerits of lecture method. First, we're going to see about merits. It reinforces the trainer's credibility and authority. It informs information is concentrated and organized as desired. Efficient and simple and lots of material can be presented within a given time. It can be a personalized easily. And demerits of lecturer method. One-way communication with the relatively less participant or passive participant. The attention span of listener is normally 15 to 20 minutes. It depends upon completely on a trainer's effectiveness and information. A clear and rigorous verbal presentations requires a great deal of preparation and hence time consuming preparations. Next, audio visual techniques. It includes overhead slides and videos. Video can be used for improving a communication skill and customer service skill. It can also illustrate how procedures can be followed. It is normally used along within lecturer to show trainees real life experience and examples. Merits and demerits of lecture. Merits and demerits. Merits. Trainers can review, slow down, or speed up the lesson according to the expertise of trainees. It can be watched multiple times. It gives exposure of equipment problems and events that cannot be easily demonstrated. That equipment malfunctions, angry customers, or emergencies. Demerits. It's too much content for trainee to learn. Overuse of humor or music. Important learning points of training can be confused by the drama in the video. The next method is simulation. It aims to educate and inform in an exciting and memorable way rather than the purely to entertain. It is used to teach productions and process skills as well as a management and the interpersonal skills. Merits and demerits of simulations. Now, first we're gonna see about merits. Trainee can concentrate on learning without involving much risk. The interest and motivation are high as real job conditions are duplicated. This method is helpful in cases where on the job training might result in the seriously injury and destruction of valuable equipment and material. For example, aeronautical industry. Demerits. It is an expensive method. It needs a constant updating as new information about work environment is obtained.
Case study is one of the off-the-job training. It defines involves studying cases from other perspective, analyzing the various options available to the company for solving the problems or address issues, and arriving at the most suitable answer. For example, if we given a case study to the trainers as a employee to manage a problem, that time the trainer as a manager or as a employee to thinking about the problem and given the solution to the problem. This type of case studies are performed. Some of the merits and demerits of the case studies are: the merits are promote analytical thinking, it encourages the open mindedness, it's acceptable to everyone as it deals with detailed description of the real life situation because they are taken that position, the employee or the manager position to think the problem and given the solution. So these are the merits, and the demerits are in this type of case studies the group discussion like they are answering the solution to the problem, so that time not everyone willing to answer, some of are quiet and observing. So this is one demerit. Another demerit is it's taken large time because we are given a case study and explained to the trainers, and then now everyone given a solution, then only it takes times. These are the merits and demerits of case study. The next off the job training is role play. Trainers act as the roles given to them. The role play is basically covers topics such as employee-employee relationship, hiring, firing, conducting a post-appraisal interview. So these are the role play. We are play many roles in our life. For the trainers, we given some topics are like a manager, employer. They are act as a employer or manager. Then only or she, the trainers, are know the manager's work, their responsibility, their rules and regulations. These are known by the trainers. The merits and demerits of the role play. The trainees are interested and involved in the participation of the role play. It develops the skills and applying their knowledge in the role play. It brings some behavior and attitudes as the trainer are motivated to think. These are the merits. The demerit is sometimes the topic is deviate from the subject we discuss. This is the one of the demerits in role play. Business game is one of the off-the-job training. It requires the trainees to gather information, analyze, and then make decision. Business game are primarily use the management skills development. So games are stimulating the learning because participants are actively involved. Because the games are mimic in competitive nature of the business. So these are business gaming. So some of the advantages and disadvantages in business gaming, they are the game helps to develop the skills. Participants are work as a team. So these are the merits, and the demerits is when we compare to the business game of the management and the real life management working, there are some difference in between them. So these are the one of the demerits in the business game. The next one is the field trip of the job training. A field trip or field work or training in the field of journey by a group of people to place away from their normal environment. Purpose is to provide real life situations. For example, in colleges, they are going to the industrial visit because they are known the procedure of the production. Then only the students know about the work. So these are field trip. Some of the merits and demerits of the field trip. The field trip provides the accurate information about the objects because it's the first hand information. We are directly going to the place and know about the product. So it's a first hand information. So field trip can effectively transform to the effective learning. Field trips provide the students that opportunity to utilize all the sense of learning. These are the merits, and the demerits are this is time consuming because we are traveling to one place to another place. So it's a time consuming. Careful planning is required, and the transportation can be a problem because we are traveling one place to another place. So we use the car, bus, van, something to travel. In between, there are problem in the transportation. It's one of the demerits. It's risky for the management because they produce more cost to produce for these field trip. So the careful planning is must required. These are the off the job trainings.